Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Good Screen, episode 59. I'm Russell.
I'm Lauren.
And today we are excited to be back to talk to you about more movies and TV shows and stuff.
Especially the stuff.
Yeah. I'm stuff.
Ew.
Ew. You remember? Like, that was a
I
joke
hate
for a
those
while.
memes.
What are you doing? Stuff.
I'm stuff. Can I be stuff?
No. Double stuff Oreos.
Whoa. No, thank you.
You don't like double stuff Oreos?
I like double stuffed Oreos, but I don't like the implication of being a double stuffed Oreo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was talking about the food.
I wouldn't call that food.
Double stuffed Oreos?
I wouldn't call that food.
Dessert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a treat where the serving size is like a half of one.
You think they're too sweet?
It's not that I think they're too sweet. I think it's very easy to overindulge.
Yeah, that's what they're made for.
Yeah, they had put chips in the Oreos, and we eat all the Oreos, and we got more chips in our brains.
The microchips? You
Yes.
mean? Not potato chips.
Not
like
potato
microchips
chips.
in the potato?
They put microchips in the Oreos.
In the Oreos. I used to, when I was younger, I used to make coffee and dip the Oreos in the hot coffee, and they would instantly get soft, and
That sounds good.
But I eat like a whole sleeve of them at a time.
That's a much. That's a
Yeah.
bit much.
I think I really rode the fine line between diabetic and not diabetic for a long time when I was like in my early 20s, especially in my early 20s when like it seemed to not matter. And I'd feel sick and then I'd feel better in like an hour. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, well, men technically go through puberty until they're like almost 25.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you were probably fine the whole time.
Yeah, I was probably okay.
Now you're in danger.
Now I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well. Anyway, Lauren, before we start talking about our stuff, I just want to remind our viewers that we moved our podcast upload day to Thursday because Will Party was a doubter. He said, all right, see you guys next Friday. First of all, also not next Friday because we're bi-weekly still. So it's going to be Thursdays every other Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So just reminding everyone, if you care, this is going to go live on Thursday.
You see those
Shit,
memes
what's the day?
of like it'll be like a little bunny and it's like, this is me if you even care.
No, I've never seen that. This will go live on Thursday the 18th.
Okay.
Just saying. Cool. So Lauren, what have you been enjoying on the good screen?
I have still been indulging in Heartland.
Right.
It is cheesy and stupid and good.
Okay, that's what we determined last time.
Yes.
What can you give me a little update on the story?
Yeah, so I'm on season 2 now.
Right. Exciting.
At the end of season 1, Ty left
He did.
because he got a letter from his dad, his like crackhead dad, saying, "Come see me in Calgary."
Which to us as Americans now is not a place we want to go to in Canada.
Yeah, we've been turned
Ty
off
got
in Calgary.
jumped in Heartland.
And so he went to Calgary, and I guess he was with his dad for a couple months, but his dad was like being hunted down by these people who wanted to beat him up. And they found Ty instead, so they beat Ty up. And then Ty called Grandpa, and Grandpa drove in. Even though it was Amy's 16th birthday party, Grandpa left and beat the shit out of these two thugs and drove Ty back to Heartland, which I can only imagine is like a couple hours drive.
Yeah, I don't know the map.
I don't either. I don't even know the American map. And so then there's also this new farmhand that they replaced Ty with. His name's Caleb. He's a misogynistic cowboy who really wants to get with Amy.
Yeah.
And he's gross. And I feel like he just wants to be close to Amy to be close to her rodeo dad.
Okay, yeah.
He gives me that vibe, like he's just trying to take advantage of her to get to her dad. And so Ty comes back, and him and Amy are really, really rocky. Amy is like mad that he didn't say goodbye to her, like to her face.
Yeah, because he left her a letter.
He left a letter explaining why he was leaving, but she was like, you could have just told me and I would have understood. Like, you don't have to be dramatic and leave a letter. Now I'm mad.
Could have been a man.
I guess. And then
But
it's just there's so much going on. There's also the subplot of the bitch character Ashley. She's getting like a redemption arc right now.
Great.
Because her and her mom like hate each other, and her mom
is kind of a bitch.
Her mom's a huge bitch, very much like pageant mom vibes.
Yeah.
She's like forcing her daughter to do jumping competitions.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as her daughter wants to love them, she doesn't like how heavily her mom judges her for it personally.
Right.
Like, if she doesn't win a competition, she's the worst person in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she keeps threatening to sell her horse Apollo. And her daughter's like, no, actually, you can't do that, and you shouldn't do that, because that's awful. And then Ashley quits the jumping competitions.
Right.
And decides to try barrel racing just as something fun to do. And she actually gets really interested in it. But she tells her mom, like, stay away. Like, she kind of, like, sets a boundary, like, I'm enjoying this.
What's barrel racing?
There's 3 barrels, and it's how fast the horse can loop around the barrels.
Okay.
Yeah. And she, like, sets a boundary with her mom, like, I'm enjoying this, but I want you to keep your distance from this so that you don't ruin it for me like you ruined jumping.
Right.
And her mom kind of respects it at first, but
Well,
then, like,
doesn't.
really doesn't at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And ends up selling her horse Apollo because she got first runner-up instead of first place.
Wow.
At the barrel racing competition.
Well, that's...
And then we find out that she sold the horse to a meat slaughterer.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because
Did they rescue the horse?
Yeah, so then it gets crazy. So then Ty's dad takes on this job, I guess, he had been, like, transporting cattle for this, like, slaughterhouse.
Of course.
And now he's transporting horses. So all the horses in his thing are sick, and so he's like, I'm gonna take them to Heartland because I know that's where Ty is, and they can help the horses, and I can also maybe get help. But his form of help is stealing like $3,000 from Lou.
Yeah.
And so then they get Apollo, and there's like this whole like they end up buying all the horses that were on the slaughter truck.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandpa had to put one of them down. He had to get a shotgun out and put one of the horses down because it got trampled in the pen that it was in.
Okay.
Because they put the horses on a cattle truck, which you're not supposed to do because they're too low. So the horse like hit its head and then it fell down and then it got trampled by the other horses.
And Amy was like, Grandpa, you can't.
Yeah, she was like, Grandpa, no! And he was like,
I gotta do it!
He was like, that horse is gonna live in agony.
Yeah.
And then he puts it down. It was sad.
That is
Yeah,
sad.
that's where I'm at right now. It's crazy.
That's a wild show. It's like a soap opera.
It really is. It's a horse soap opera.
Like, it's been going on for 15 years.
Yep.
Will is trying to call me, but
Call him.
I think I'll call him back in like an hour.
Okay.
When we're done here, basically.
Okay.
Sorry. So you're still enjoying Heartland.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to share?
Yeah, I watched something just last night.
Right.
I watched the Spirited Away live on stage.
Yeah.
It's on HBO Max. There's 2 different versions. I watched the one where the like title screen is the girl running through the pink flowers because there's 2 different actresses for Chihiro.
Right.
And I really enjoyed it. I feel like it because Ghibli movies I feel like Spirited Away has a very fast pace.
Okay.
Which is fine for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But this like slowed it down and explained some things more. And
Really?
I appreciated that, yeah. It goes a lot more into Haku than I feel like the original movie did.
Haiku?
Haku. The character, the dragon boy.
I've never seen it.
Oh, we should watch the original Spirited Away together. It's really good.
I know it's like Japanese Alice in Wonderland.
It's like Japanese Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to compare it to, but I'm forgetting.
Okay.
But kind of.
Yeah, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed that a lot. I watched that last night. It is like 2-something hours long.
Wow.
Because it's a stage production.
Play. Yeah, that's why there's usually when even I guess in Japanese stage productions like there's usually different runs. So
Yeah.
that's why there's two actresses probably. Everyone's probably a different actor in the other one. Potentially. Like Hamilton.
Yeah, they have different shows.
Yeah, they have
Even
different
when
shows.
I was in high school, we did that. We had 2 different shows.
Yeah.
Where they're 2 different casts.
Oh, really? Wow, you did that in high school. No, we did the same cast the whole time.
Yeah.
In high school.
I was in my high school's production of High School Musical 2.
Exciting.
I played Kelsey in one, and then I was just a stagehand in the other. Ensemble.
Cool. Ensemble.
I was ensemble in the other.
Okay. So you would say that the stage play for Spirited Away is worth checking out. Absolutely. There's a stage there. Japan does a lot of, or Japanese companies do a lot of like stage plays for very strange things. Like there's a One Piece one.
See, that sounds cool.
That does sound cool. There's a I'm pretty sure there's a Naruto one.
Probably.
The Sailor Moon has a pretty popular stage thing.
Sailor Moon has her whole like own theme park.
Yeah, but most importantly, Trails of Cold Steel has a stage play that summarizes the entire first game.
Can we watch it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that the one with Lloyd or is it Rean Cold Steel?
Rean Cold Steel.
Ah.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I watched like 5 minutes of it a long time ago, and I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this later.
Oh, but knowing, because it's advertised as the first Ghibli stage adaptation, implying there's going to be more.
There's going to be more.
That's the implication. What do you think would be really good? Because you've seen some Ghibli movies that I haven't seen.
None of the ones that I've seen would be good stage plays.
You don't think?
No.
The only one that I feel like would be good, I feel like Howl's Moving Castle, I would just be so interested to see the sets.
The sets would be really
what
cool.
they did for Spirited Away, I really liked what they did for the sets for Spirited Away.
Yeah. I think they would probably keep it simple and do one of the more like slice of life, like Up on Poppy Hill or Only Yesterday or something like that. Mm-hmm. But I think if they want to appeal to children, they'd probably do like Totoro.
Yeah.
Or Ponyo. Ponyo would be interesting.
Ponyo would be interesting.
I haven't seen I have to correct you a little bit there. I haven't seen many Ghibli movies. Period.
There's a lot that I haven't seen either.
I've seen like, other than the one that we just saw before that, I saw like 2 or 3 of them.
I've seen...
I'm a fake fan.
Princess Mononoke, but I've only seen it once, and I didn't like it very much.
Oh.
I've seen... I also watched it in English, though, so maybe that was the issue.
I watched it in English.
I've seen Totoro, Ponyo, Arrietty, Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle. I've seen The Cat Returns, but I only watched it once. I think that's it. So that's 8.
Yeah, that's a lot more than I have seen.
Yeah,
so.
But it's all like the super popular, like
yeah,
babby ones.
I would love.
Oh,
to,
and Boy and Heron 9.
Yeah, I'd love to see like most of them soon.
All the DVDs are on sale at Barnes & Noble.
Are they?
Yeah.
Cool.
I almost bought the Blu-ray for the stage adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
But then I looked it up and I saw it's on HBO Max. And I was like, I'll just watch it there.
I have access to that.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's awesome to hear that you have been enjoying some stuff on the good screen. Some new and some old. Yeah. Miyazaki returned to our podcast for, I guess, like almost the 3rd consecutive podcast.
Yeah, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I don't think we talked about Ghibli stuff in the Scott Pilgrim and 8 Crazy Nights one, but whatever.
Oh, well.
Cool.
What have you been enjoying on the good screen?
I've been enjoying on the good screen the usual stuff. I feel like we need to do a gaming episode soon.
Okay.
Maybe when you're like a little further in Fortnite. I guess you've played plenty of Fortnite.
I'm on almost level 60. How does one get farther in Fortnite?
Maybe when you finish the Battle Pass in Fortnite, we'll talk about the season. No, but I have a lot of gaming stuff that I would talk about. But overall, on the good screen, I'm going to say I've been enjoying sports.
Okay.
A different sport.
What sport is that?
I've been enjoying hockey.
Oh.
But not the usual hockey. Not the NHL. I've been enjoying the PWHL, the Professional
Women's Hockey League.
Yes.
I had a dream about it last night.
Lauren had a very bizarre dream about it last night, but before we continue, The Professional Women's Hockey League is a new league affiliated with the NHL, but it's women.
Mm-hmm.
And women's hockey is huge. Like
Yeah.
it's always been big. Like there's a lot of women around the world, and especially in Canada and like Minnesota, like the northern states that love hockey,
Mm-hmm.
and they're finally getting their chance to play on like a big stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the best part about this is that there's only 6 teams.
Mm-hmm.
None of
For
them are in
now.
Pennsylvania, but
That's for the best.
it's like their inaugural season, and all the games are on YouTube for free. No ads even. Like there'll be like long breaks where like the game just stops where ads would be playing if they're on cable, but it's amazing. Anyone can watch every game.
Yeah, you can go back and watch them. It's not just like a live thing and they don't bought it.
There's only
They're
been
all
like
there.
6 or 7 games so far.
There's like 2 or 3 games a week, right?
Yeah, there should be like 2 or 3 games a week, but it's very cool. So they got New York, Boston, and Minnesota as the American teams.
Yep.
Not that they're like
America versus
like
Canada.
separated or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like those are the American representatives in the league, and then they got Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal
Mm-hmm.
for the Canadian teams. And it's exciting to watch. It's obviously not as like. It's kind of like watching minor league hockey where, like, they're good, but, like, they're not going to do, like, crazy stuff like the NHL does. However, they can be more physical.
Yeah, they're allowed to be physical because they're not going to kill each other.
Basically. I think the rule's a little different, but, like, as long as it's, like, not, like, going out of the way to, like, push over a girl.
Yeah, the rule, we just watched, like, a video about it. The
Yeah.
rule is basically if you are occupying a space on the ice and you don't have the puck, you're entitled to hold that space.
Right.
So you can push people around.
Yeah.
And
it's
there's
awesome.
been like a couple fights, but it's
Nothing major.
No, and it's people are like being so surprised that they're fighting, and it's like they're competitive, and just because
Yeah.
they're not roid raging doesn't mean they can't get angry.
Yeah, like it's cool to watch. It's nice to like. It's not often that we get opportunities to watch like the beginning new sports or a new team.
Yeah,
and here we get to watch a
whole new league,
like a whole new league of like teams.
None of them
like,
even have like official team names. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
it's just-
Toronto and
yeah.
Minnesota. They don't have mascots. None of that started yet. I think they're waiting until to
like,
see
to
if they
see
get
if it
traction.
goes.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go. So
Mm-hmm.
anyone like I'll put a link maybe in the podcast or whatever. If you want to check it out, like it's fun to watch. Just put it on while you're doing something in the evening,
Yeah.
and
I
or in the
wonder what
morning
their
for
like Stanley Cup is going to be called.
I don't know.
What their Super Bowl is.
I don't know, but I'll be there for it.
Yeah, me too.
I hope that's not when they're like, oh, by the way, this is going to be on Sportsnet.
Ugh,
Well, I think they are all on like cable television in their regions,
probably.
but like they're putting everything on YouTube too. It's great.
Yeah.
They have a store. You can
It's
buy
also-
merchandise.
Yeah, it's getting tons of views and stuff. Like, and there's so many like reputable names going
Yeah.
to the games.
And
like
yeah.
managers and players attending the games.
And the attendance has been really high, especially in Minnesota.
yeah.
Yeah.
We watched a game last week
Mhm.
where they had the first hat trick,
Right.
the first home win,
The first shutout.
the first shutout.
Wait, no, I'm sorry, not the first shutout.
I think it was just the first home win.
Home win.
And they had like almost 17,000 people in attendance.
Yeah, it was a full stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw Grace Sumwinkle do the first hat trick.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
So I recommend checking it out to anyone who likes sports or is intrigued in hockey at all. I'm going to a hockey game later today with Will Party.
Yeah, we'll be going.
That's probably why he's calling me.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll be going to
3
another one in
weeks.
like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, February 3rd.
Yep. Cool. So that's what I've been enjoying on the good screen. However, we both have a combo before we talk about our main subject.
Yeah, it's a game.
What?
I thought you were pointing to that for a reason.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the other show that we watched on Netflix a week ago.
Oh!
Yeah.
Pokémon Concierge.
We have a little theme this week with our picks for good screens. Ooh.
Oops, I'm so sorry.
Um,
The
We-
ding that this made like the materia sound.
wow.
Or like the fighting sound in Final Fantasy VII. It sounded like that.
Okay. So we have a theme this week for our good screens. This is another combo one, but then we have like our main feature later. We both watched the new Netflix special series.
Special series.
Pokemon Concierge.
Yes, it is a claymated Pokemon 4-episode thing. It's like 4 15-minute episodes.
Do you think it's claymation? Or just like...
No, it is.
Stop motion? Because some of them are like really fluffy.
They're felted.
Felted?
I think that counts.
Okay.
Claymation / stop motion.
Stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most of the backgrounds are like green screen created.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did see like a behind the scenes clip thing. Yeah. But it's still very cool.
Yeah. Okay. So we watched this. I was excited for it because there's another stop motion claymation, whatever you want to call it, on Netflix that I didn't look it up, and let's just leave that a mystery for now. But the Real Akuma TV show on Netflix is very similarly styled. I have a strange feeling it's the same studio because they're both Japanese.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But I really liked that. From what I haven't watched all of that, but I really liked it.
Either. Yeah.
And I was like, oh great, they're doing a Pokemon like version of this, and of course, like we both grew up around Pokemon.
Yes. I have very vivid memories of riding my bike up and down the one block I was allowed to bike around, and imaginary friends would all be my Pokemon.
Wow, that's great.
I would ride around the block pretending like I'm throwing Pokeballs to catch my Pokemon.
I can't say I ever did that.
I had a vast need for escapism all my life.
Yeah, yeah. So I just remember my conscience kicking in around the time I got my Game Boy Pocket with Pokemon Red.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're both very well into the Pokemon thing. Of course, like as time has gone on, I don't watch the TV show anymore. I think anyone who still watches the TV show is a little weird.
I mean, I watch it sometimes at work because one of the girls puts it on.
Right, but she's
a teenager.
It's a teenager. Like, of course, like you kind of grow out of the TV show area of it. So when they announced this, I was like, okay.
I will admit.
Yeah.
I was watching. I haven't like caught up on it, but the Twilight, whatever, like special little series they were posting on YouTube.
Yeah.
I was watching those.
But that's different.
Yeah.
Because the Ash Ketchum show.
It's not the Ash Ketchum show.
Yeah, that's for like
Ash Ketchum isn't even
Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God they moved away from that. Anyway, so when they announced this, I was like, is this going to be more like adult oriented? Not adult oriented, but like all ages.
Yeah. And it was.
And it kind of was in a way. I mean, it was still, I'd still say you could put this on for a kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Like even a young child.
Yeah.
And they would get it. But it was a pretty nice series from what I remember. We watched it like 2 weeks ago now, so
yeah.
It's a little blurry, but there's only 4 episodes, so like it's basically like they could have just said it was a movie.
It's basically my dream job.
Yeah.
Where this woman was working like a mundane office job and kind of went insane.
And her boyfriend broke up with her. So she decided to leave it all behind and go work at this Pokemon resort on an island, and she like lives on the island. And she has to figure out how to get out of like her office type A mindset. Yeah.
And get into like how to create fulfilling experiences for these Pokemon that she works with every day that are there on vacation.
She redirects her project management brain into a therapy brain.
Kind of.
It's never said what she did in her office, but
because she did like the whole like presentation thing for her manager
Excel.
thing. Yeah. I think she was just sort of like a
PowerPoint, I mean.
What they have a word?
Marketing?
No.
Data entry?
Salaryman.
I
think she was a salary woman.
Okay, salary woman.
Whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Yeah, so she goes to this island, and it's basically her job to make sure that the Pokemon all feel happy to be there while they're there. Like, it's kind of like an equivalent of taking your Pokemon to the daycare, but it's more like a spa.
Yeah.
Like, the trainers come and go. Sometimes the trainers just stay with them.
Yeah.
But, it's very interesting.
It's implied that the trainers are there also.
Yeah, and they're just relaxing somewhere else.
Yeah, but the Pokemon are like having their own experience as well. Or they can just go and do whatever they want.
Yeah. It's a very interesting take on the Pokemon world.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was. I really liked it too.
Who was your favorite Pokemon to see?
My favorite one to see was definitely Diglett when he was there for a little bit. However, I did like Graveler.
Yeah, Graveler was cool.
Graveler was really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like Geodude.
Geodude and Graveler, that whole line is amazing because they're just giant rocks.
Yeah.
People say like, oh man, the first like generation Pokemon is so weak because like they're just like a bird or
either
rock.
that or they put them on such a high pedestal, and then when they do the same thing in new generations, they're like, no, it's not as cool.
Yeah, and or like a Pokeball, but like
a pile of purple mud.
A pile of purple mud. But like later on, it's the same thing. You get like a trash bag.
Yeah.
You get
another
rock. You get an ice cream cone, a keychain. Like these concepts are like staples of Pokemon, and like I like the rock guy.
Yeah, nothing's wrong with
the rock guy.
I love the mascot for the rock guy, where his legs are like the gray and white checkerboard look like it's supposed to be transparent.
So I mean, I would love to be in one of those one day.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. But I like Geodude. Okay, justice for Geodude. Yes, we, dude.
I don't think there's any injustice against Geodude.
I think some people don't like Geodude. Because he's just the rock with arms.
There's always going to be someone who hates on every Pokemon.
I like how...
Like, my favorite Pokemon is Piplup. You could just say he's just a penguin.
Who doesn't like Piplup?
That's what I'm saying. He's also a huge favorite in Japan.
Right. Because they like penguins.
Yeah.
So I like how in like the first 151 Pokemon, there were like two lines of Pokemon who, when they evolved, they just got more arms. I really like that.
There were two of them.
Yeah, there was Geodude and Graveler.
Whatever.
Machoke and Machamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that, but then Graveler went back down to 2 arms when he became Golem. See, I don't like Golem as much as Graveler. This is just becoming like a segment on Geodude right now.
I feel like they should have been opposite.
Right? Like maybe
it should have been Geodude and then
Golem? Like he's in an egg.
And then Graveler.
And then Graveler, but Graveler's maybe bigger and has like...
Or it's like the rock is just like overtaking him.
I want them to make like regional Graveler that makes his face kind of look more like a samurai helmet, and he's part steel.
Oh.
And 2 of his arms have like swords.
That'd be cool.
And the other 2, maybe they all have swords.
All the hands have swords.
Yeah, and you know what? He has a sword in his mouth too.
Wow.
And they call him like Slasher. Gravel Slash.
Wow. I'm sure they come up with something more interesting than that.
Yeah. Or Graveler.
Gravel Rye.
Yeah.
Samurai.
Gravel Ride. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw that later.
Okay.
All right. But anyway, I liked Graveler in this Pokemon Slice of Life show.
Yeah.
Who did you like?
I liked Mudkip. He was just a stupid little dog thing. And
He's an axolotl.
Yeah. Well, yes, but like the one shown in the show was like acted like a puppy. Yeah. But then I also did really like Psyduck.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I loved.
Who's a close second?
I loved the love that Psyduck got. Oh, I also really like seeing Hoppip. I really like that whole line.
Yeah. And Hoppip evolved. Yeah, so like they evolve on the island.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily say that the goal is evolution while they're there, but it does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
Which I wonder what the implications are for that, like from a trainer, like if they evolve with a different person than you.
I don't know.
Is that like a taboo?
I don't know. This whole thing, I don't think should be taken that seriously.
I'm gonna go over this thing with a fine-tooth comb.
101 things you didn't know about Pokemon world in Concierge.
Yeah. I also like how it expands on the Pokemon world, but not in like a way it's already done.
Yeah. This would be a good cozy game.
If this was a game, this would be a perfect cozy game.
Like if it was, like it'd just be like, go around the island and make sure all the Pokemon are happy, but don't fight them.
I definitely see like visual novel mix of like Stardew Valley type thing, you know what I mean? Like you have like, there's like, or maybe more along lines of like Pokemon Ranger, how there is like a story to it. but it's also very like loose.
Yeah, it's just like
And-
doing little tasks and
Yeah.
like little. Yeah, this would be a good game basically. Like, of course, like they make like something that's
Maybe it'd
totally
be a good puzzle
unique.
game.
Puzzle. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Where you have to figure out how to help each Pokemon.
yeah, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, yeah, I really liked Pokemon Concierge. Do you have anything else to add? I do have one thing to add if you don't.
Sure.
I liked how Pikachu doesn't show up until the last episode.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the whole thing was going to be Pikachu-less. Because she talks about, the main character whose name I forget, talks about how much she likes Pikachu and wishes that she had one.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets a Psyduck, which I thought was really funny and kind of
Yeah.
like...
He's also a yellow
Yeah, he's also
Pokemon.
yellow. And I thought that was funny and kind of changes like the formula a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the last episode is kind of nice. It's all about a Pikachu.
It's a Pikachu, but not like a stereotypical Pikachu.
Yeah, he's shy.
Got anxiety.
Yeah, Pikachu with anxiety. So I really like that they did that and that it didn't focus. Well, it focused on some familiar faces like Graveler and Psyduck. But
there was a really interesting episode with the Magikarp too.
Yeah,
Which was basically like disable coded.
yes, the Magikarp couldn't swim.
Yeah, the Magikarp couldn't swim, and so they're all trying. And then its ring pops, like it had a inner tube.
An inner tube, yeah.
Yeah, and then it pops somehow, and then they are trying to figure out how to fix it, and then when they fix it, it evolves into a Gyarados.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. And
Is
then
that
it
disable?
swims up the waterfall.
Is that disable like signaling or is that ableism?
No, I think that's disable signaling because they're still saying like he can have fun even though he can't
He can't swim.
swim. We can still help him have fun.
I think it's more about getting over fear.
No, Russell, I think there's literally something wrong with it.
Oh, okay.
Like fish have like that.
Oh, he didn't have the underfin or something like that. But then when he evolved, he was fine.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a lot to unpack there.
Because fish have like a swim bladder, which is basically like a bag of air.
That keeps him down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So we both would say that's a good screen?
Absolutely.
Wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
I'd like to watch it again.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and start talking about our main event, our main feature. I think that's what I called it in the podcast notes last time.
Okay.
We don't have any new comments this week, so this is where I would probably save them if we did.
Oh, okay.
But, we'll...
No
yeah.
emails either?
No emails.
Oh.
We don't get emails.
Will emailed us once.
Will emailed us because he was pissed off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
One time. No, he emailed us after that too. But either way, let's go ahead and talk about our main feature of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken Run.
Dawn of the Nugget.
Lauren, you watched the original Chicken Run recently
At work.
I told you I was going to watch it before we saw this last night, and I did not.
Yeah.
But the movie starts with a little flashback, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And it all came back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chicken Run is an older movie, so was it like a childhood classic for you?
I would say it was there.
Okay.
I definitely saw it a few times,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like a beloved title for me. I probably definitely had it on like VHS.
Yeah.
But it wasn't one that I kept on repeat.
Okay. I saw it in theaters, and then I don't think I saw it again until I got it as like a gag gift because it was the year that my mom got her chickens.
Oh no.
And I could be completely like imagining this, but she got me a DVD of Chicken Run.
To get you in the mood for the chickens.
Yeah, and I was so not into the chicken. I didn't think it was funny at all. I was like 15. And
I'm
that's...
sure your mom thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
I love that for her.
And I think we watched it. But yeah, that was weird. So Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget is a sequel to the original Chicken Run.
Pretty much a direct sequel. You can watch it back to back. It takes place like
almost
only a
immediately
little while
after.
later,
Yeah. So, what's her name? There's Rocky, the dude.
Ginger's the chicken.
Ginger and Rocky have a baby.
Yeah.
And it's just resting on the nest, and it wakes up. And the movie follows, like, the early life of their baby.
Yeah, there's a montage
Molly.
at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. And basically what happened after the movie, or the first movie, was they found, like, this island sanctuary to live in.
Yeah.
In Britain.
Yeah. It's like a little island in the middle of the lake.
Yeah. And they're, like, free. They're like, oh, we have our freedom now. We're safe.
Mm-hmm.
And we can have children and live our happy life forever here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Molly grows up and she's like, what's that? What's over there?
Yeah, and Ginger tries to steer away, be like, oh, you don't have to worry about what's over there.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing for us over there. And Ginger's, like teenager coded.
Yeah.
Well, Ginger's PTSDing, but Molly's, like...
Teenager.
Like, 13, 14-year-old coded.
Probably.
I would say.
You can just say that she's 13.
Okay, whatever. she's a fucking chicken.
She's a teenage chicken.
So, Molly's like, whatever, Mom, I don't believe you. I want my freedom, too.
And then she runs away.
And then she goes and runs away. And then Ginger's like, I should have expected that, honestly.
Yeah.
But also, if Ginger had just been more open with her about what was over there, I feel like none of this would have happened.
Right. But Ginger was hiding it because at the beginning of the movie, she was like, Rocky was telling the story to Molly's egg. Which, I don't know, can eggs hear the outside?
It did. She didn't remember, so I guess not.
She didn't remember, I guess not. And then Ginger's like, hey, we should, like, not ever talk about that again.
Yeah.
Like, our glory days are over, and that was honestly, like, not fun for me. So maybe we should just enjoy our life here.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's why she doesn't want to tell Molly about the whole thing that happened with the woman who tried to kill him.
Yeah.
On the cuckoo range. The farm. Forgot the name for a farm. That's great. The cuckoo range. So, yeah, so Molly gets stolen. And it's kind of funny how it happens, too, because she meets up with another chicken who is, like...
a slightly older teenager.
Older teenager chicken, and also... Scottish or...
Her name's Frizzle.
Frizzle, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for remembering that. Mm-hmm. And they go on this truck that makes it look like they're going to, like, a fun, like, theme park.
Yeah, Molly wanted to get on the truck because there's a chicken sitting in a bucket with its thumbs up.
Yeah.
And, like, beaming, smiling. She's like, that looks like so much fun. I want to go do that, too. So then her and Frizzle get into the truck together.
Yeah.
And all the other chickens on the truck also think it's a great place that they're going to because they came from, like, a Hodong farm.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, this is going to be great and fantastic. We're going to have so much fun on this chicken paradise farm.
And it's like a maximum security prison.
Basically.
It's, honestly, like, I'm going to really derail here. Sure. And maybe this is just because I told Will about we were watching this movie and he said he wasn't interested. But when they got to the facility that they went to...
Yeah.
The first thing I thought was, oh my god, this is Metal Gear with chickens.
Yeah, it kind of was.
And there was even a part way later in the movie where the guy they were selling the chickens to had, like, a ring box, and he opened it up and there was ketchup. And I was like, oh my god, there's also a ketchup scene in Metal Gear Solid where he fakes blood with ketchup.
You really?
Yeah, to get out of prison.
That's awesome.
But in a different... Anyway, so she... Basically, the fun land is inside this maximum security facility.
Yeah, and they put these collars on the chickens.
Brainwashes them.
That brainwashes them into... Because spoiler alert, the woman from the first movie survived and is now, like, also running this facility with this, like... doob husband that she married
for the money.
Yeah, but he's also, like, a scientist, like a neurologic scientist.
Yeah.
And so he comes up with this whole thing about how, well, if the chickens are brainwashed into wanting to be killed, they'll taste better because fear makes them taste bad.
Yeah, because their muscles is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think when you die your muscles relax.
Well, you have rigor mortis.
Oh, Okay.
So I don't know how it works for chickens though. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's why it's called Rick and Morty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sidebar. And so then
all the chickens have to go get Molly back. That's the movie.
Basically, they all all break in to get Molly out.
Yeah.
And then right when they're about to leave, Molly's like, "But my friend's still in there," and everyone's like, "Fuck your friend, we're going." But then her mom's like, "No, we're gonna go back and get her friend actually, and all the other chickens too."
This movie was longer than I thought it would be.
I agree.
But I don't think that's a bad thing.
No.
I mean, maybe it's who cares? But it was a Netflix movie. You can pause it.
Yeah. I feel like this movie is very much a children's movie, but it also teaches parents who watch a lesson.
Yeah.
As much as it teaches like a child a lesson.
And that's a signal for a good children's movie.
Yeah, there's something both parties get out of it.
Yeah, like the Mario movie, that's for kids.
Mario movies for kids. There's no deeper meaning here.
There's no deeper meaning.
With this, it's like two sides of a coin. Like for kids, it's like learning how to stand up for yourself and face the world, because Molly keeps having this saying of "I'm big and I'm brave."
Yeah.
So it's like learning how to cope and do the things that you need to do, just even though you're scared.
And for parents, it would be like, don't be surprised when your kids do the same shit you do.
That, but also maybe don't like shield them.
Yeah, don't shield them from the world, and explain things to them so that they're not like tempted by the things that they don't know. So that's good.
Yeah, because otherwise history time is a circle.
Yeah,
history is a circle. We're doomed to repeat the same mistakes if we don't learn from them.
Yeah. So
yeah,
be more honest with your kids,
basically.
Yeah, not even honest, more open.
Also, something that I learned recently about parenting is that after your baby's like a year old, stop talking to them like they're a baby.
Oh, really?
Talk to them like a normal person, and their brains develop faster.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't have like a baby talking bone in my body, so I feel like we're gonna be on a good track for that.
Because like my coworker, her daughter, who's 4 now, she like told me about how she like baby talked to her for like the first year, or maybe not even to the full year, but then when it got to the point where she knew that she was listening to her, she talked to her like a regular person so that she would respond to her better.
Right.
And is now like a little Einstein genius because she's forming like full sentences.
Yeah.
And is like writing full sentences.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I believe it.
I think reading to children is also very helpful.
Yes.
But not like, performance reading, just like reading to them. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. Either way, we're not parents though, so who knows? Yeah. I'm
just gonna plop my baby in front of the TV and play Fortnite with me.
Yeah, that's a great way to rot your baby's brain right away.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want.
What if the baby, like, when you're playing Fortnite and he was just like, or she was on your belly, and he crawled off and he just started like default dancing?
I would be so proud.
Like first steps.
First steps is like default
immediately
dance.
Dancing.
Sounds like something that would happen in like a Seth Rogen movie.
I think that. Did you ever see that video of the baby who does Gangnam Style?
No.
Yeah, there's a video of that. I can show you it really quickly.
Okay.
So either way, so basically, yeah, this movie is definitely like a family film. There was a weird part at the end that I thought was going to be really gruesome and graphic, but it wasn't.
When she gets deep fried?
She gets no. She got like cut up and deep fried.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was almost wild. It said very big chicken, but so yeah, I'm looking at this video.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
Like it's his
That's
first
gonna
step.
be our baby.
Yeah. I liked the one thing I wish I would have watched the first Chicken Run movie, because I wasn't sure if they did this on purpose or not. Was Rocky kind of a himbo in the first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
thought they changed him.
No, in the first one, Rocky plays the role of like, he comes onto the farm because he escaped his own like circus thing that he was a part of.
Yeah. You're sitting weird.
I am. I'm not. This chair is not very comfortable.
Yeah.
He escaped his own, like, circus thing that he was a part of because he was, like, the Lone Ranger chicken.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was getting shot out of a cannon,
And he'd fly.
and all the hens thought that he could fly.
Yeah.
So when he shows up on their farm, they're like, oh my god, can you teach us to fly so we can get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And then they find out he can't fly, but then he still helps them figure a way out by building, like, the flying machine.
Yeah.
And, yeah, he is very and he's also American.
Yeah.
So he's, like, the butt of the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
And he is himbo.
Okay. I thought they changed him to make him, like, more stupid in this movie.
No.
But I guess if he was always like that, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is stop motion animated as well. Claymation.
It is. I think we've talked about this before, but about how for the Wallace and Gromit movies, and I guess the animation studio behind them, where they source the clay from has shut down.
Oh, shit.
So now they have, like, an extreme shortage in the clay that they use, and they're not sure if they're going to have enough clay for the next Wallace and Gromit movie.
Well, can they change their distributor? Do they need a certain kind of clay?
I guess so.
That clay is really good.
Yeah, whatever it is.
It looks like it's not claymation.
No.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah. I know there is another Wallace and Gromit movie, like, coming out at the end of this year.
Holy shit, really?
I think so. Do you want me to look it up?
We could look it up later.
I feel like there is either this year or next year, and that's why they were talking about it.
Wow.
But I'm not sure how that's going.
Yeah. Well, you can be best assured that we will be the ones watching it.
Mm-hmm. Also, Shaun the Sheep has, like, kind of still always been around.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the Shaun the Sheep. No, I never actually saw the movie. I would watch, like, the little 10-minute segments that they would put on, like, in between shows in the mornings.
Okay.
I don't even remember what it was on, if it was Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't Disney. Maybe one of them. Either Disney, Nickelodeon, or Cartoon Network. Because I would get up early in the mornings.
I think it was Nickelodeon.
Maybe. I would get up early during, like, middle school and early high school-ish, but it was mostly in middle school. Because I would shower before my brother before school.
Mm-hmm.
And so while he was getting ready, I would have time to sit at the TV, and I would always watch it.
Wow.
Yeah, I loved Shaun the Sheep.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any more?
Shaun the Sheep.
Do you have any more comments about Chicken Run?
I feel like I don't know if I would necessarily recommend to my friends to watch it now, but if they have a child or a child in their life, that is maybe between the ages of, like, 8 and 14, this would be a fantastic movie to watch with them.
Yeah, I would
say
so,
together, because there's something for everyone to learn.
Yeah, it's definitely a good screen for a specific audience.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't call it a bad screen.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie.
It's not for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that doesn't make it a bad screen.
Yeah, we determined that with the Mario movie.
Yeah.
Remember that weird interaction I had on like threads with that guy who was like trying to find deep value in the Mario movie?
Yeah, and you were telling him, like, dude, it's a children's movie. And he was like, that doesn't mean anything.
Can you determine that? Like, maybe I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Maybe I wanted to have deeper meaning. I'm like, it's never gonna have deeper meaning.
Dude, write a fan fiction. Make your own movie, you know? You can go your own way.
Yeah, so like when we see Despicable Me 4, we had to start talking about like what we wish would have happened, like Gru in the middle of the movie. That would have been awesome to show that he had like some humility in his life and the minions were watching.
I didn't like that segment.
Yeah, I'm gonna like heavily edit.
Just bleep every other word.
Every word, yeah. in that part. All right, so Chicken Run, Dawn the Nugget, it's a good movie if you are interested in stop motion animation as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. There are parts where you really can't tell that it's stop motion animation, which is kind of sus, but
you think it looks
like
3D.
You think it looks a little 3D, but then I
think it's just the technology's come such a long way.
They've gotten really good at it.
Yeah. I think that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Because even with like Coraline and like pretty much all the Leica movies, theirs also have that same, I don't want to call it like uncanny valley, but like you can't quite tell.
Yeah, like the stutters aren't as frequent.
Yeah, but it just the technology's come a long way. They're really good at their craft. So
did this studio who made Chicken Run also do the they're kind of like round like creatures with just like eyes and a mouth and like they chew gum? Remember that Nickelodeon?
No.
You don't remember that? Well, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that.
We'll figure that out later. So, Chicken Run, Dawn the Nugget. It was a good movie. I don't think we have much more else to say about it.
No.
Yeah, go watch it if you want to. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Lauren. What is your screenless shout out?
Trying to think.
Yeah. We have to save another one, so think hard.
Okay, I don't even know what the one you're talking about is. I guess my screenless shout out right now is dipping my toes back into sewing.
Yes.
After having been burnt out for a while.
Okay, how's that going?
It's going good. Lila and I and one of our friends have formed like a little book club thing.
Yeah.
I actually just picked up the books yesterday.
Okay.
Or the book. I bought multiple books yesterday.
You did buy a few books.
I think I'm in my book reading era again. I think I'm back to reading.
Okay.
Fourth Wing.
Change your life.
Its impact.
It's opened the door to many, many other raunchy young woman novels.
Yeah, that's all I want to read right now. No, that's a lie. I'm very interested in reading everything again. Actually, yesterday when I was checking out, I'm like 99% sure the same lady who was like, oh yeah, Fourth Wing. You remember when we went to Barnes & Noble on your birthday?
Yeah.
And I bought both of them because I was like, this old lady said they're fantastic, so it has to be great. I'm 99% sure that same woman checked me out yesterday and made another book recommendation because I bought the revolutionary romantasy ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, everyone calls the series ACOTAR though.
Okay.
And she was like, "Oh, do you like know what this is about?" And I was like, "Yeah, I read Fourth Wing, and so I know this is like the next step into that genre." She was like, "Yeah, oh my god, it's so good." And then she gave me another book recommendation, which is not Smut, but I am putting on my to be read list. But she also told me that she read Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, like, along with her daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, I love that for
That's
you guys.
That's crazy.
That sounds like a healthy relationship. And
I wish your father was more like
Zayden Ryerson. Everyone wants their father. No, I'm not going to say that. Everyone wants Zayden Ryerson.
Okay.
So anyways,
so you're sewing again.
So I'm sewing again. I'm making project for each of us for our book club, which I'm not going to say what it is over this. Russell knows what it is.
I know what it is.
He's been following. I still have
I live with you.
Yeah, unfortunately. I still have the one for Lila to make. And the one that I made for Stevie, I really like. But I realized after I finished it that I can't tell if it's just because of like the seam allowance under the fabric or if some fabric actually like bled.
Oh.
Because there's like a purple splotch.
Ooh.
And I'm deeply upset about it. I'm pretending like it's not there.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, I would also kind of just say that like rest and like my like going out on my own and having a nice time. Like yesterday I was just like moseying around Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
And having a nice time and like...
You don't do that often? You do that like every few weeks.
Every few weeks.
Yeah, you like that?
But I've been appreciating it more recently. Yeah, like I got a coffee and like a pretzel thing from the Barnes & Noble Starbucks.
Okay.
And I sat down and ate it and then I moseyed around and then I went to the PetSmart that's in the same lot because I was hoping they would have like... Because the PetSmart in the town that I grew up in had like a whole... like there were cats there, like that were
that you could adopt.
That you could adopt, but also go in and pet. And I wanted to go pet the cats, but they didn't have any cats. And then after that, I went to Whole Foods.
Yeah.
And just had a nice time walking around Whole Foods. Not that I'm in the tax bracket to shop there often, but I got some treats.
Remember when you used
He's
my
missing out on, like,
$5 Barnes and Noble?
I also used it yesterday, but I also spent $60, so it's probably there
that's
again.
Fine. All right.
And I got 10% off. And we got a cool tote bag because we're members.
Yeah.
It's a really nice tote bag. It has like a pocket in the side you can put a book in.
Yeah, you can put a book in the bag too.
No, there's like a pocket for a book.
Yeah.
I put lots of books on the bag.
Okay, so you had, so you're all over the place. So your screenless shout out is getting back into sewing and your shopping trip yesterday.
I guess so.
And reading. Which, yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I've been reading Final Girl Support Group at work.
Okay.
Just in bits and pieces. Literally maybe like 5 pages a day I'm able to sit through. Because work is so hectic. But it's been really good, and I just got to like a huge twist.
And you work for the next 7 days.
Thanks for reminding me.
So that's great. You'll be able to watch more, listen more, read more.
Yeah. And then I have another book on standby to bring to work with me, which is not ACOTAR.
Yeah.
I remember when I was reading Fourth Wing at work, and I had just brought Iron Flame in, and one of the girls that I work with was like, "You're reading those really fast. Like, what are they about?" And I was like, "It's about like a dragon college." And she was like, "Oh, can I read it?" And I was like, "No."
Oh, one of the children.
Yes.
Yeah.
A 16-year-old girl was like, "Can I read it?" And
Not
I was
yet.
like, "No, I'm not lending you my copy." I didn't really explain to her why. I was just like, "No, I'm not going to give you my copy."
Wow.
If she chooses to go and get her own copy and it's approved, then she has her freedoms.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. What is your screenless shout out this week, Russell? I hope it's more concise than mine.
My screenless shout out is Taylor Swift. Not her music.
Then what?
There was the Golden Globes were last weekend,
I didn't even know.
and this guy, I don't know if he was the host, but he did like the opening like comedy bit, and he made like a really stupid joke about both Barbie and like the NFL and Taylor Swift, of course, because she can't escape that. And like nobody laughed, and they put the camera on her, and she was just like sitting there like and she was like drinking like her wine, and I thought it was so funny because
That's incredible. Like the joke just totally fell flat.
Yeah, like it was as bad of a joke as like the Chris Rock thing, basically.
Oh.
And like Taylor Swift was like, "I'm just gonna sip this wine and watch this guy crash and burn."
Yeah.
And he also made a joke about like the Barbie movie being like something about big boobs, and like they showed
there's not even like any cleavage shown in that movie.
It's not a boob movie. I don't even know if you saw it, but like
I don't think he did.
And
those jokes were
Ryan
definitely all
Gosling,
written for
and
him.
they showed Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling had like the same kind of look in his face, like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah.
But
I want to go and watch
I thought it was really
bits.
funny. I thought it was really funny because I guess like both of my things this week are very women oriented, empowering, because there was this whole like thing on social media that was like, wow, she really overreacted to that joke. And then like very short,
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, she really,
all she did was sit there and drink her
she
wine.
just
It sounds
sat there
like.
and drank her wine. Like, you can look mad about a joke. Like fucking Will Smith went up to the stage and slapped Chris Rock. Like, did you expect that to happen?
I mean, that was staged.
That would, yeah, that's probably staged, but I don't get it. Like, I thought it was like funny, and
like how did you want her to react? Did you want her to laugh?
Like nervously
'Cause
laugh?
It's not funny.
No, it's not funny. So like I feel like this might be the end of like sexist jokes and comedy like that.
I pray every
because
day
of Taylor Swift.
that today is the day those jokes stop.
But I thought it was really like the public reaction to it was funny and sad, but like I thought that what she did was really like cool, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I thought, like, again, like, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I couldn't tell you more than the songs that she plays on the radio.
You don't even listen to the radio.
I don't even listen to the radio, but like, growing up and stuff, like
Yeah.
those songs. But I think that like she's probably like a really nice person, but again, she's also a billionaire, so I don't know.
She hasn't given an ounce back to Reading.
She hasn't given an ounce back to her hometown.
Even if it was just like investing money in like the school.
into like like education or
yeah,
like,
or
I don't
a
know,
library.
or I don't know, donating a little bit of your money to Antietam, even though it's not like the school you went to, but like they're done for. Like they need $22 million to repair their school, and they're not going to get it.
That sucks.
And Taylor Swift doesn't care. Well, Taylor Swift wasn't from Antietam, but like she was from Wyomissing, like close enough.
It's right there.
But either way, I thought it was really funny. I think that Taylor Swift is going to be the celebrity that has the most implications towards the next election for the younger generation, and I'm here to watch people lose their minds over a woman having $1 billion.
Yeah. Do you know what I want Taylor Swift to do? I would love for Taylor Swift to invest just literally anything around here. It could be investing in like the local farms. It could be investing in a library. But do you know what else I think would be incredible and like stupid but also iconic for her to do?
She doesn't care about this area.
I know, but
she would invest in Nashville before here.
What?
She was famous in Nashville. Like they moved to Nashville or something like that.
They tried to pretend like she was actually from there this whole time, but she wasn't. She's from Reading.
No.
I think it'd be really funny if she put a statue up somewhere.
In Reading?
In Reading.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Honestly, like
on
you know
Penn
the
neighborhood where I was gonna say the neighborhood where her parents live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like the park.
Yeah, in the park.
In the park.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she dies, there'll be a statue.
I just want her to literally give a penny back to Reading. That's it. I'm not even from here, and I think it's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, my screenless shout out is unfortunately Taylor Swift.
Okay.
I feel like I had another one, but I forget it.
That's okay.
We need to do another game episode when we get a chance. Maybe we could do that next weekend.
Well, speaking of Fourth Wing.
Oh, yeah.
Lila and I, and maybe Skyward, if we can get it to work in a schedule,
right,
are going to be recording an episode about Fourth Wing.
Yes. I won't be there.
No, Russell's not going to be involved in the episode at all.
You're going to edit it.
I'm going to edit it too. Lila and I were thinking about recording something over Discord, but I think she's going to come over on the 25th.
Oh, that's awesome.
To record in here.
Or out there, because I'll be working.
Or somewhere. No, we'll just do it while you're working.
Right behind me, like I won't even be able to move.
Yeah, you'll be in standing mode.
I know it's your thing and everything, but I kind of wanted to proctor it just to like ask questions that like you wouldn't think about because I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But like, do your own thing. Like that's fine.
No, maybe that could be fun.
It's not going to be a numbered episode of the podcast because it's not about a movie or a TV show.
It's a screenless thing.
It's all screenless.
We can make this the first screenless episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be numbered though. I think it's gonna be bonus.
Okay. Whatever.
Just to like let people know that like we're not like a book podcast. So the whole episode about a book is gonna be a bonus thing.
We're also not a gaming podcast.
Right, but that's on a screen.
Lila read it on her phone. That's a screen.
She read it on her phone?
She read Fourth Wing on her phone.
On her phone?
Yeah. She bought it on Kindle app and read it on her phone.
Not in, like, the Kindle itself?
No.
Oh, her poor eyes.
Yeah, she's gonna go blind.
Oh my gosh.
And she read most of Iron Flame that way too.
Oh my goodness.
She is only buying copies now because she wants to get a copy to annotate.
Okay, well, either way, I don't think it's going to be a numbered episode because it's, even though Lila saw it on her phone, it's kind of like detracting from like our purpose of the podcast. So it's going to be a bonus.
You're boring. Okay.
Sorry.
So anyways, she might be
when the
coming
TV
over.
show comes out, that'll be an episode.
Yeah.
And I won't be there again. Or I could watch it.
Do you want to know something that ties the last like 15 minutes of our conversation together?
Mm-hmm.
The author for Fourth Wing, Rebecca Yarros, is a huge Swiftie.
Really?
Yeah, let me show you this screenshot that she just posted on her story not too long ago on Instagram.
Okay. It'd be funny if she like did a homage to the Golden Globes reaction in the next Fourth Wing book.
Wow, that would be something.
Like there was an award ceremony. I don't know how that would work in the like I clearly know nothing about these books. Let me see.
Yeah, it's the screenshot that I took from her Instagram story where she says like writing vibes, and then she has like 2 different pictures stitched together of like Taylor Swift lyrics on Spotify.
Wow.
I guess they're both from the same called the same song that is called I Did Something Bad.
Yeah.
And I do have theories as to what this could be referencing. One line is, if a man talks shit, then I owe him nothing. I don't regret it one bit, because he had it coming. And the other one is, they're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. So light me up, light me up, light me up, light me up.
Is Taylor Swift actually based?
You know,
I'll come back to that later.
I feel like she could be, especially because of what she's doing right now with her record label and everything.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very based thing of her to do, and now she's, like, setting a whole trailblazer.
Apparently
Paramore's
doing
that, too.
Yeah.
I feel like there's someone else that was doing it as well. But basically, all of, like, the industry plants, which I'm not calling Taylor Swift an industry plant.
No, she fucking at least started out that way.
But the ones who got, like, taken advantage of by the industry are, like, all breaking out and getting their own licenses again. I feel like, who else did that recently?
I don't know.
I'm blanking. I had a name in my brain, but I forgot.
Kesha won her lawsuit, I think, but I don't think she's... Her music, I don't think, is as timeless as Taylor Swift, so I don't think she's re-recording.
I disagree.
You think she's going to re-record Animal or whatever it is?
Yeah. I think she's done with
2009.
music.
Yeah, I think she might be done.
As incredible as that would be.
Wake Up? Like a modernized version of TikTok?
I think she would slay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brittany?
Oh, Our wheel. I can't spin the wheel because it didn't transfer when I reset Windows on my computer.
Oh, no.
And apparently it was just stored in my browser cache. So it's not there.
That's okay. I wanted to make changes anyways.
All right. What movie do you want to watch from the wheel next week? I can look at the list. Were you going to say something?
Wait, why don't we do a random number generator?
Okay.
Okay.
From 1 to 52.
Okay.
I hope I have these numbered.
Are they?
Hold on.
I think they are.
They are, yes. All right.
Okay.
Generate that number.
21.
All right, Lauren. Next week, we are going to be watching The Fast and the Furious.
No! 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 I thought we were going to go see Wonka.
No, we are doing an old movie next time. We can still go see Wonka.
I guess this counted as a new movie this week.
Yeah.
No! Is it just the first one?
Just the first one.
Oh my God.
If you can like the first one, we can do a bonus on the first 3.
No.
No?
No, we won't.
We won't? Okay.
Maybe just Tokyo Drift.
Okay. So next 2 weeks from now, we will be back with The Fast and the Furious. And I'm so excited. So wait, you know what? I think for the first time ever, we need to change our mind on the podcast, because the last movie that we picked was a movie that I saw and you didn't. And now this week is another one that I saw and you didn't. So do the number generator again. I'll spare you this time.
Oh my God.
Mostly because if we do a Fast and Furious episode, I want it to be like most of them at once.
Okay.
All right. Just know anything below 25.
35.
35, that's one of your picks. I have to count now. Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh, period.
Movie we both
seen.
have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that works.
Okay.
So we'll do Mad Max Fury Road.
Feeling so relieved
All
right now.
Another totally different car movie. And we will not be watching Fast and Furious.
Thank Christ.
Any boys, if you want to watch a bunch of Fast and Furious movies with me, let me know.
You guys can have your
Lauren
own thing
is really
about...
disinterested.
I really
That'll be
don't
my
wanna watch
fourth wing
Fast and
podcast,
Furious.
but it will be numbered because it's a movie.
Fuck you.
No, it'll be bonus, so it won't be numbered.
Okay.
Yeah. If we're both not on, it can't. Well, I made Will's a numbered one, but it was just like a regular episode with Will.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't count. Okay. All right. So we thank you all for listening or watching today. You can follow us on Threads or Instagram if you want to stay up to date with our podcast. We have a link tree that we post in the podcast notes, and you can find all of our stuff there.
Yep.
We have a Discord that we don't really use, and I haven't really updated for a few weeks. So, but if more people join, I will definitely be a little better at updating. Maybe get a bot that puts the podcast on it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't have that.
I have to just do 30 minutes of research on how to do that. But either way, if you enjoy this episode, you can rate us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, please.
It helps out. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And I will be so excited if we ever get a review. Even if it's bad, I will read it first thing on the next podcast.
I think we did read a bad review once. Oh, no, that was just about
it's just
Bo
a bad
was afraid.
comment. Yeah, we were mean to him. If you
He deserved it.
You can leave a comment on YouTube, and you can like and subscribe on YouTube if you want. We haven't gotten a new subscriber on YouTube in a while.
Hit that bell icon.
Hit that bell. And all of our social medias are GoodScreenPod, at GoodScreenPod. And our email address, if you want to write in a long form comment, is goodscreenpod@gmail.com. And that's about it. Thank you everyone. New year, same pod.
Yeah, New Year, same pod.
And we'll see you next time with Mad Max Fury Road.
Yes.
And maybe Wonka in the beginning if we go see Wonka.
Yeah.
Just to tonal shift it.
Well, there's something going on next weekend that we can maybe talk about.
Yes, maybe. Actually, yes, but that's different.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.